Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Lots of interesting topics that are floating about, and we need to touch base on that. And like always, I want to know how you guys are feeling about this in the comment section. Let me know. Enzo Maresca, ladies and gentlemen, is saying he's happy. He's happy how the progress is going. We are fourth leading into the second international break. Let me know. Are you happy with the current state? Are you happy with how we've progressed so far in the early stages of this new season? Me personally, I think I'm quite satisfied. I didn't expect us to be in this particular scenario so early, fourth, leading into the second international break, especially since the last international break till this one. Yeah, we've been quite flawless in terms of results. That is, in terms of football, there's still a lot of flaws that we need to correct, and I'm sure we will over the span of the season. But 6 matches, 5 wins, 1 draw. The draw against Nottingham Forest does hurt, but at the end of the day, maybe it was the fair result. And results like this, you learn from it because it was against an opposition which was a staunch opposition, very resolute in terms of defending. However, we still create a lot of opportunities. We just weren't clinical enough up front, but at the same time, in defense, we conceded a few opportunities. Luckily enough, our goalkeeper saved us. So overall, moving into the international break, this latest one, I think I'm quite satisfied. But let's have a look at what Enzo Maresca is saying. Enzo Maresca, yes, I am happy. When we started the season to think by the second international break, you are fourth. The way the team are playing, the way the team are learning to play different kind of games, for sure, I'm very happy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. The part where Enzo Maresca says play different kind of games. I've said it in recent times. I think a lot of us were a little bit fooled at the start of the season, or even in the preseason, thinking that Enzo Maresca is all about possession. He's all about keeping the ball and this, that, the other. I don't think so. As the weeks are progressing, as we get to understand Enzo Maresca, as we get to understand the squad, I think it's more evident that Enzo Maresca is probably a lot more pragmatic than we think he actually is. He's more concerned about getting the right results and, of course, yeah, making sure that our game is developing week by week. The performance is good, no problems about that. But I don't think he's too fixated on keeping possession. He's more interested about how can we unlock the opposition with different tactics. What are their weaknesses? What are that we can hone in on? He's more interested about that, and which is fantastic. I think Italian managers are known to be in that vein, as opposed to just purely concentrating on possession without any sort of substance. So look, I really like this, that every opposition, we need to think about a different way to pretty much skin them. Brighton, they play a different type of football. We have to play a different style of football against them. I guess the principles of our style of football is still the same, but how do we attack them? Which area of the field do we attack them? I think that differs from different team to different team. You're not going to play the same style of football that you played against Brighton with Nottingham Forest, for example. It's going to require a different thought process. We have 14 points from 7 games. It is important, but for me, it is also important to see the way we got 14 points. This is absolutely bang-on commentary from Enzo Maresca. Performances do matter. You don't want to get these 14 points be fourth by fluking it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've just played very poorly and then somehow you squeezed in a winner. For example, the Bournemouth one. The Bournemouth win is important, and sometimes you need to win that way, but you can't be winning that way on a regular basis. You do need to impose yourself against your opposition. It has been in different ways, in different types of games, home and away. Against a team like today who sit back and try to be aggressive, you have to use different weapons. But I think in general, we are very happy with where we are, but for sure, we can do many things better. So look, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I think we can all say that there are a lot of things that are looking good. We're scoring a lot of goals. A lot of our players are looking pretty good so far, in the likes of Levi Colwell, in the likes of Cucurella, Cole Palmer, and majority of the attackers. However, there are some flaws that we need to work on. I think there's still a question mark up front in terms of the striker. There's still some question mark at times with the goalkeeper, even though Robert Sanchez has been doing well predominantly, but there's those clangers every now and then. In defense, there's some shaky moments for sure, especially from Wesley Fofana. And even Malo Gusto has started to show some sort of flaws as well, but then again, he is playing a unique type of a role. And in midfield, there seems to be a little bit of imbalance every now and then, and we need to rectify this. So there is room for improvement. My only gripe at the moment is, and it's not really a gripe, it's just a thought for concern, I suppose. I badly wanted the 3 points against Nottingham Forest. One, because wanted to get a clean sweep from the last international break till this international break of 6 out of 6 wins. But most importantly, it's the fixtures that are coming up. After the international break, our fixtures are mad. It is absolutely mad. You've got Liverpool, you've got Newcastle twice, you've got Man United, you've got Arsenal, and I think then after that is another international break. So I needed the 3 points now, moving into that phase of play with the utmost confidence, because you just don't know what can happen in that phase, and I don't want our season to nosedive. That particular phase that's coming up after the international break, that will really show us exactly where this team is heading this season, where the manager's headspace is at, where the players' headspace is at, because some of the games, in fact, most of those games are top clashes. So let's see what happens down the track. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Enzo Maresca. In terms of the reason why we have won more games away compared to at home, I prefer to analyze the games. Today, we did everything to win the games, and we deserve to win the game. Sometimes you don't score. Look, yeah, I'm not too worried about the home and away. We tend to pick up more victories away. We don't pick up victories at home. I don't think that's the case this season. Might have been the case last season. I think a lot has changed this season in terms of the morale of the team. It seems like good vibes at the moment inside the team. And we probably should have been able to beat Nottingham Forest, but look, sometimes this is going to happen where you come across a particular team that's resolute, and they just don't want to crumble and they don't want to collapse. This team has beaten Liverpool at Anfield, so this is not a Mickey Mouse team with Nottingham Forest. So I don't think this season there is much of a problem home and away. I think prior seasons under the new ownership, that might have been an issue, where obviously the home crowd, they want to express themselves that results haven't been good enough, and some players might have buckled in that situation. I don't think that's the case this season. I think majority of the fan base understand something good is slowly brewing. Against Palace, more or less, it was similar to today. So there is no reason why at the moment we have one more away and not as many games at home. We should have beaten Palace, man. Palace are such a rubbish team. We, for some reason, didn't come out in the second half and perform. First half, I remember, against Palace was probably one of the best first halves I've seen so far this season. We have played 4 games at home in a row, and we have won 3 and drawn today. So it was a good point. And I agree. Ultimately, maybe it was a very good point against Nottingham Forest. Alan Pardew, I think Chelsea are a force, and you wouldn't want to play them at the moment. They do look settled. They look like they know what they're doing. The manager has done a superb job. So, yeah, all things good at Chelsea at the moment. Look, are we a force? I'm not really sure about that as yet, but we are looking a lot better. As I said, after the international break, we'll fully figure out how much of a force we really are. Right now, I can say that we are definitely competitive. We're not one of those Chelsea teams under the new ownership prior that that just buckles. It was a good attribute to see that being behind against Nottingham Forest, against a team that is so resolute and so physical, and with all the dark arts that they have, we didn't drop our heads. We picked ourselves up and we got the equalizer, and we looked like we could get the winner. So we're definitely competitive, far more competitive this season under the new manager as opposed to prior seasons in the same ownership. VAR did study Nicolas Jackson's slap on Morata, but decided it did not constitute violent conduct from the Chelsea striker. So obviously there was reports post-match that Nicolas Jackson slapped Morata and he could be in trouble. But VAR looked at that and, said that's fine. So I hope there's no retrospective vision on this. I hope there's no suspensions off the back of this, because I thought maybe he might get suspended, he'll get fined, he'll get suspended. But I hope that's not the case. We need everyone available after the international break to be ready to go. We need all the squad depth and strength as possible, because the matches are going to come thick and fast, and we need players to be ready to contribute. So let's see what happens there. Hopefully Nicolas Jackson doesn't get into trouble. There were initial conversations that he might get in trouble, but looks like VAR cleared that. Chelsea are set to be fined £50,000 by the FA for picking up 6+ yellow cards versus Nottingham Forest. This is their second offence this season. Look, this is a problem. I have to say, there are certain times where I've seen the referees made some stupid decisions to give a yellow card. For instance, Cucurella. I don't understand why Cucurella got a yellow card against Nottingham Forest, which then has led him to be suspended for the Liverpool game, which is a big miss. I don't know whether we can overturn that, but I still don't understand why he got the yellow card. Now, it is a problem. I think a lot of the time some of these players are picking up the yellow card is they're going up to the referee and protesting or being aggressive or doing this and whatnot. We probably need to have a conversation internally, because, we don't want to be picking up 6+ cards on a regular basis. Copying the fine's probably not the issue. It's racking up the yellow cards to the point where you get suspended for the next match. Cucurella and Wesley Fofana are going to miss out the match against Liverpool because they've already picked up four yellow cards, and then they picked up the fifth one in the Nottingham Forest game. So we don't want players to be suspended in that manner. I mean, it's a tough league as it is. Results are paramount. And then if you start losing key personnel here and there, we don't want to be doing that. Although, yes, we do have good backups in the likes of Renato Vega and the likes of Tosin and so on and so forth. But you don't want to be just willy-nilly getting suspended and leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable. So we don't want to do that. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Sanchez on bookings and suspensions for Mark Cucurella and Wesley Fofana. Massive players, but it was unlucky. They need to stop talking to the officials. Very important. I think only the captain should be doing that. Besides that, I get it. It's an emotional game. You want to go up to them, referee's face and let him know about your 2 cents. But we just need to be a little bit more controlled, because it's leading to yellow cards. So we have to be aware and conscious about this situation. We have some very good players to come in. So look, we've got backups, but as I said, we shouldn't be putting ourselves in this problem again. Enzo Maresca on discipline issues. I said many times, it is something we need to improve. I like the team, the way they are fighting and become a team. Look, I like the aggression, but it's got to be controlled aggression. Even Levi Colwell grabbing onto players. A lot of the fan base are very, very happy about it, that he's showing aggression. He's showing that he cares. And I like that. But one of these days, by doing that, you don't want to get a yellow. You might be on a yellow already, and then you end up getting suspended. You know what I really liked? I don't know if you've seen the footage. When that fight was happening between Chelsea players and Nottingham Forest players, if you notice, Cole Palmer, there's a footage that's going around. Cole Palmer straight away takes his opportunity and sits down on the ground, and he just watches everything. Because you know why? Cole Palmer, I'm pretty sure, I believe he was on a yellow card, and he didn't want to get involved in that situation where he could potentially find himself getting a second yellow. You need to sometimes check yourself and go, wait a minute, what am I doing? Nicolas Jackson is one of those individuals right now who's getting aggravated, he's getting angry, he's even getting angry with his own teammates, and obviously he's doing all of these scuffles with the opposition as well. He has to be very, very careful. Someone needs to just walk down to him and just go, mate, just know where you are, know your surroundings, read the room. Cole Palmer, brilliant role model. That is exactly what you need to do. You don't need to get into all of these kerfuffles all the time. Certain times you need to step up, no problems. Other times, just take a back seat. Don't pick up silly yellow cards. That's going to be detrimental for the team. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, at Chelsea's request, Wesley Fofana will undergo test at Clairefontaine this Monday evening for a blow he received to the right shin 3 weeks ago. Barring any unpleasant surprises, he should, however, be able to stay with the Blues. So hopefully there's no problems with Wesley Fofana, even though, look, he's going to miss out on the match against Liverpool. But yeah, look, it looks like he's been called up for the French national team. Probably, am I right? Let me know in the comment section. I'm not really aware of that, but he's going to undergo some tests, and hopefully it's not too serious, and that he comes back after the Liverpool game. As much as I think he's been very shaky, still Wesley Fofana still has a long way to go. But we don't want to break up the combination between Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill. Maybe there is some sort of chemistry that's building that, and you want to continue with that for Wesley Fofana's sake and also for the CB partnership's sake as well. But at the same time, look, Wesley Fofana does need to level up a little bit more. If not, Tosin is just waiting on the wings. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Omari Kaliman on Instagram, progress. And then he's got a picture of his leg. I think he recently picked up an injury. Don't know exactly what the injury is. Maybe something to do with hamstring or some sort of ligament issue. Look, I don't know why we bought this player. I still maintain the fact that it's got something to do with FFP or Premier League sustainability rules. We help you, Aston Villa. You help us out with pure profit for Ian Martin. We help you out with pure profit with Omari Kaliman. 19 million for a player that quite possibly is only going to feature in the academy. For me, it seems quite outrageous. I don't know what the plan is with Omari Kaliman. Let's see. I'm very keen to see if he actually is going to be part of the first team squad. Spent a lot of money. So let's see what happens there. But he's put on Instagram saying progress. Hopefully he's going to be back sometime soon. So let's see if there's any other latest news that has popped on since we started recording. No, that's it. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling moving into this international break? Are you happy, just like Enzo Maresca, fourth leading into the second international break? Overall, are you satisfied? Are there any things that you want to highlight in the comment section? Let me know about the team. Are there any praise that you want to say as well? Let me know in the comment section. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Goodbye.